Yeah, that's a soda. Cheers. Okay. Breaking news. That'll be the title thing, probably, with my luck. We're going to talk all about this Major League Fishing acquiring the FLW. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. Yesterday, I had a lot of people call me. I got a lot of texts from icons in the industry who I can't even believe have my phone number, but they texted me some of their thoughts. I was, hey, morning, Daniel, and cheers to you. I talked to some big name anglers in FLW. I talked to some big name anglers in Major League Fishing. I texted some people. I got some more information and I'm trying to give y'all as much information as I can. Now, here's the thing. We've had, you can see my dog go in the background. We've had a ton of people watch this, and they don't subscribe. You should be a subscriber to the YouTube channel. You should, for many reasons. We do a bunch of tackle videos. We're going to do some tackle stuff for some reviews on reels. We go fishing and all sorts of stuff. But the reason why you should be part of this, breaking news, let me just write that. Breaking news. Thank you, Mike. Mike's breaking it right now for us. One of the things you should be a fan of, or why you should subscribe to the channel, is because we give away free tackle. Good morning, Stuart. If you're a subscriber on the channel and you go to our YouTube page and just all you can do is send us an email saying, "Hey, I watched the video. I'm a subscriber. I want some free tackle." It's completely free. It's great people from Mirror Lure, DOA, Culprit Riptide, Bass Assassin. There's like 10 or 12, and we give them to you for free just to be part of the family. We don't sell your stuff. We don't do any of that. So if you're watching this, click the subscribe button. For the love of God, help us out. Because you'll get free tackle. And we give away rods, we give away Costa sunglasses, Optima batteries. There is all sorts of things that we give away, and this is an opportunity for you to get free crap, free fishing tackle. I mean, how hard is it to lightly click that subscribe button? It takes 42 milliseconds. Look, I'm clicking right now. That's how long it took. Anyway, today we're going to talk more about Major League Fishing acquiring FLW, because one of the things that's happened is this is another breaking news. Boyd has done it for the second year in a row. He has absolutely crushed the industry with this news, and there's a lot of people that are unhappy. There's sponsors that are unhappy. There's all sorts of things that are going on. But yesterday we heard about it, and I wanted to go back over what we knew, and then also talk to you about what other people have texted me or called me or whatever. Because yesterday I spent a majority of my day on the phone talking to anglers and other people in both, majority of them FLW, and then a couple in Major League Fishing. Now let me say, I didn't talk to anybody in bass, but the amount of rumors that I've heard because of this has been astronomical. So it's going to be really fun to speculate on who's moving. I've heard rumors on people moving out of Major League Fishing. I've heard people that are moving into the elites. I've heard people that are actually want to get back into the Bass elite group. Some major studs. But will it happen? I don't know. I mean, I heard one person tell me, oh, there's people looking to do buyouts. Then at the same time, I heard there's no buyout. So the rumor mill is going nonstop. There are people that are unhappy with this purchase and that are in FLW that will move into the elites, hopefully. And then there are other people, a majority of the FLW anglers that I talk to, believe this is a really big deal for them. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for them. Because what we'll find out in this whole ordeal is that in 2021, the bottom 10 anglers of Major League Fishing will be pushed out. I don't know if they pushed out, but they won't make it to the 2022 series. So the top 10 anglers from from FLW Fishing Pro Circuit will then move into Major League Fishing, which adds a little bit more a new group of great anglers, a new group of fresh faces. I mean, one of the things Bass did amazing this year is, well, they put a lot of money into Chris Altain, and Chris had a great year, but didn't finish first. Scott Canterbury, who came from FLW, came in, and not a lot of people knew who Scott was. No offense to Scott. I have a bug or something on my nose. But Scott has become a much bigger name in the industry after winning Angler of the Year this year with Bass. And that's really good because Scott's been a really quality angler on FLW. So there's a bunch of great anglers that still fish FLW. You have people like Scott Martin. You have David Dudley. I mean, that guy's really been on fire. Scott Martin's always been on fire. John Cox. You have people like the guy I went fishing with at ICAST. Brandon McMillan, great angler. So there's a bunch of guys that are in FLW that are going to stick with FLW on the process of hopefully moving into Major League Fishing. So that's what we know, the 10 anglers. But if you don't know, I wish I could show you all the notes I have, but the notes are ridiculous. So here's pretty much what's happening since yesterday. You know, FLW signed a letter of intent to join, to be acquired by Major League Fishing, and they'll have a new pro circuit. They'll have a 6-day competition, which we've already established. With days 1 through 3 will be the regular bring 5 fish over and best 5 fish. But days 4 through 6 will be Major League Fishing results. Now here's something I didn't know, and I found out more. The top 75 anglers are going to get paid. Now there's been some things saying the top 75 anglers are going to get $10,000. That's not the case. I think 50 through 75, it'll slowly be like 9,800, 9,600, blah, blah, blah. Down to 75th, we'll get $5,000. It's not $10,000 all the way down to 10th place. I mean, 75th place. At 75th place, that angler's going to get $5,000. That's still a drastic bump. I think they paid the top 60 or something like that last year. So now an extra 15 anglers are going to get paid. Half the field will get paid. There'll be 150 pro anglers in the FLW circuit fishing next year. That's what we know. Top 75 paid, which is great. Now, when they get down to 75 on day 3, they'll cut them down to 20 anglers. At 20 anglers, 10 anglers will go and fish day 4. They will zero out the whole thing. They'll be 0, 0, 0 all the way across the board. Those 10 anglers are competing for 5 places on the final day. So then day 5, the other 10 anglers are competing, zeroed out, and those top 5 are going to go into the final day, which is day 6, which the top 10 anglers will be competing there. I think they're going to zero out the weights on day 6 too. It's going to be Major League Fishing rules from day 4 on, and that is really the key that what you need to know. Now, a lot of people aren't happy about this. Understandable. This is a change. What Major League Fishing is doing is they're changing the way tournaments are being done. They want to see the fish succeed, fish live longer, go back to their same places, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate and understand that. I, as somebody who doesn't even eat fish, sorry, I hit the thing. Someone who doesn't even eat fish appreciates that. So what they're doing is growing and changing the sport. And we as anglers, one of the things we have to remember, we are very loyal to what we use and how we act. And change is not something that we like to deal with, but we're going to have to deal with it. This is something that's going to help our fishery, help our stuff. Now, does it help the weigh-ins? No, the weigh-ins suck. Point blank. No offense. The weigh-ins suck. There's nobody that goes to the weigh-ins if there's no fish being brought across the board. But that's something that they can work on in the future, hopefully. There's the Texas Bass Fest that does the same format. Good morning, Mark. That does the same format, but they allow you to bring one fish across the stage. And there's some ways to work this out, because it's always fun to see how big the fish is and what they caught. So is there some ways to make this better? Obviously, yes. And who knows if they're in that process of doing that. Didn't talk to Boyd. I haven't talked to anybody over there. I just know they're very excited about this. this acquisition of FLW, because this brings a whole new crop of grassroots anglers into their group. It's something that it's something they had to do. They had to do it because Bass has the college series and so forth, and Bass that was the one leg up Bass had on Major League Fishing. Now, the rumor mill is just stupid, to be honest. Some of the things that I've heard in the last 24 hours are ridiculous. Some of them make sense. A lot of them don't. But I should say, in the anglers that I talked to yesterday for FLW, most of them, 90% of them, were very, very happy with this acquisition. It seems like the fans and me, and because I'm a fan. I mean, we do a radio show. I know that. We do a radio show every Saturday morning. Mike, Boudreaux, Les, the group, the whole 9 yards. We do a radio show, and we have to speculate on what we know and what we see. And we have relationships with anglers that help us maybe get a little bit more of the in than the average Joe, and rightfully so. I mean, we have to. Everyone that watches this loves fishing. There's no doubt about that. We have to kind of live it, unfortunately. So what I found out yesterday is that, let me turn this over. So we talked about 75 places. We talked about the anglers. I think we'll see some of the FLW guys, a couple big name FLW guys move to the elites. I think they've said it, and from what I understand, in that rumor mill, I think there's a couple of big guys that probably will join the b.a.s.s. At the same time, it seems like there might be some sponsorship changes in all of them, in Major League Fishing, in b.a.s.s, in FLW, and all of it, because that's really what this comes down to. If we really look at what happened, the truth of the matter is anglers felt like b.a.s.s was taking advantage of them. Because remember, to get into the elites, you have to pay to play. You pay to get into a fishing tournament. Oh, Jimmy, I hope you're all right. You pay to get into a fishing tournament. You work your ass off to get sponsorships. You don't need the person that you're paying to get into the tournament to steal your sponsors. And that's where most of these anglers were mad at b.a.s.s for. That is the 100% truth. There were opportunities or problems that happened in the past, and when you fork out $5,000 to go fish in a fishing tournament, then you don't want someone to go back behind your back and steal that sponsor from you. That's where Major League Fishing has come in and said, look, we don't have any tournament fees right now. That's unbelievable. For a bass angler, that's key to being successful. There's way too many people that love fishing and think that they can do it. Oh, Jimmy, I hope you're all right. That think that they can do it, but then when they get into the industry, you have to work your ass off to get sponsors. And then when you pay $5,000 or whatever, you end up coming out of pocket. You're probably at $8,000 or $9,000 or $10,000 for a tournament, for an elite tournament at one point in time. You can't have those things. But Major League Fishing cut out that. So you want to know what it did? It allowed those 80 anglers to just go out and have fun and fish. It's something b.a.s.s was never going to do until Major League Fishing started. Then b.a.s.s had to step back and look at themselves and say, look, we're going to cut down the tournament fees. We're going to do this and that. It was only when Major League Fishing made this that b.a.s.s had to look at themselves and figure out what we were doing wrong. That's the truth. You can spin it however way you want to, but that is really what it came down to. And there were a lot of people that were pissed off about this, but Major League Fishing had an opportunity to create this brand, and now they're trying to enhance the brand. And by purchasing or acquiring FLW, that's what they're doing. They're getting the grassroots angler into their system And now they have a way of building people up in this. And, it's change. We have to remember that. Major League Fishing is trying to make sure that these guys get paid what they deserve to get paid. Because, Kevin Van Dam sells 1,000,000 trillion lures. And Kevin probably gets paid the most out of everybody. And he deserves to get paid the most. He puts a blimp on the market. But, sponsorships and stuff like that, having a family and paying out the amount of money that these guys did was astronomical. It was hard to make a good living when you're away from your family for months and months at a time. And you love fishing and you have this opportunity to do it. You should hopefully be successful. That's what Major League Fishing kind of, in my opinion, wanted to do. So anyway, we talked about that. So it's a pay to play. Why did this? Because we knew about this several weeks ago about what FLW being acquired. So my question to a bunch of people was, why did it take so long? Well, without an FLW Forest Wood Cup, they're now going to change the Forest Wood Cup into a Angler of the Year tournament. Well, there's people already that have been keyed into the FLW, the Forest Wood Cup Championship. They already got an automatic bin. Everybody at the Forest Wood Cup gets $10,000. Well, I would imagine why it took so long for some of this news to come out was Major League Fishing had to make it right for these guys, to make sure that they knew they still were getting paid or did something. I would hope so. I didn't talk to any of those. Again, we talked about Major League Fishing getting rid of entry fees. Bass had to look at themselves and change it, so that was what it was. We talked about the bottom 10 anglers going from MLF would go into the Forest Wood Cup. So that's it. And the other thing I heard yesterday is there were a lot of anglers making and choosing sides. Sure, some are going to go to the elites. Some are going to stay with FLW and have that opportunity to move into Major League Fishing. I've read all the comments on here, and really none of the comments were horrible. And first and foremost, thank you for those. But overwhelmingly, a lot of people are behind bass, and understandable. This is a big change that's happening. We're regular anglers, and we love fishing, and we go out there and do our best. But we have to remember this is a business, and as much as it kills me to say this, and I don't mean any disrespect to bass or any of that stuff. If I was Major League Fishing, I wouldn't want any of my anglers going to their tournaments. I mean, that's just how it is. I would schedule the tournaments so that they wouldn't have the opportunity to go to these other tournaments. Because why have my brand help out another brand? We have to remember that these guys, this is a lot of money that's being made in these tournaments and sponsorships and stuff. At the same point in time, I would love to see these anglers go and fish the opens and fish that other stuff. I'd love to see them be able to fish all of them. At one point in time, there were anglers that were fishing bass and fishing FLW because it made sense, because nothing coincided against each other. It would be fun and great to see that. But really, there's so many hardships and people that have a bad opinion about what has happened and transpired over the last 2 years that this has now become two people just button heads. Two companies button heads. I mean, you have to remember that fishing is a sport. I mean, probably more of a sport than bowling. No offense to any bowlers. I just can't bowl and I suck at it. But this is a sport. And in most major sports, we only have one brand. Look at Major League Fishing. Look at Major League Baseball. Look at football. While we have other places that do the same thing, they're minor leagues and stuff like that. But there's always one brand. And that brand is unanimous around the country and around the world. And that's what Major League Fishing, that's what I believe, and I could very well be wrong here. That's what I believe Major League Fishing wants it to happen. Is it going to happen? I don't know. There could be sponsorship losings. There could be all sorts of stuff. There could be some giant anglers that move from Major League Fishing back into bass. And quite honestly, and I don't want to say the people's names, because if it doesn't happen, I don't want to look like an asshole. But there's a few guys that I believe should have stayed with bass. That's flat out the truth. I think there's anglers, and I hope, well, I know one of them is going to watch this, and he knows this because I texted him yesterday. I'm not saying that staying with Major League Fishing is a bad idea, because it is the cream of the crop. There are better named anglers in there, but it's just a name. But I believe some of these guys, if they were back in the elites, they dominate. I mean, no offense to Canterbury, but we didn't know who Canterbury was. Most anglers didn't know who Canterbury was. Most regular Joes didn't know who Canterbury was because you don't follow FLW. But now you know who Canterbury is. And really you should have known, because FLW really they have a group of anglers that are just flat out studs. I just got a text from that person. Anyway, you need to hit the subscribe button. Why? Because we give away free tackle. Tomorrow we're going to do a live internet show only. It won't be on 96.9. It won't be in Tallahassee or the Panhandle, any of that. It's just going to be this kind of thing with me over on one side and then 3 guys on the other side, or whoever joins us at Gumbo Wars. Tomorrow's our Gumbo War cook-off. This has been a major ordeal over 24 hours. Really, I'm confused by how much information has come back to me. I would love to tell you the 3 or 4 people that I'm hearing want to buy out, or they want to go back to Major League Fishing. I would love to tell you that, but I haven't heard it from directly. So to say or call out somebody for that, I can't do that. But I can tell you, maybe people are thinking about retiring, or people want to go back, or they're just unhappy for whatever reason. They're allowed to be unhappy. But we're going to see more changes. We're definitely going to see more changes. And you want to know, that just leads to more fun talk on the radio or on this stupid thing at my house that I should have the backdrop on. I know. It's just how it is. Anyway, I appreciate everyone listening and watching. And I want you to get those free tackle prize packs. So email us, info@fishingfloridaRadio.com. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/fishingflorida. Private message us and just say you saw one of the videos and get on the prize pack list. But for the love of God, subscribe too. There's way too many people that watched this yesterday, didn't subscribe. Shame on you. We do a lot of great things on here. We don't try to feed you a line of crap. We try to show you great lures. Maybe some cool products. Look at this bad boy. Oh, sorry. Look at that thing. And I got the right hook. Owner B 6-aught. Never in my life did I think I'd ever buy a 6-aught hook. I got some of these too. If you missed the closer look of the Mike Buca's baby bull shad, you need to take a watch. This is pretty damn sexy. So, I appreciate everyone watching. Again, sign up for the prize packs. I'm sure we'll do more of this. We'll talk about this more tomorrow. I'll answer questions on the live internet show as we do this. I'll answer the questions from the people that are there helping with the show as much as I can. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I appreciate the people that do contact me and talk to me. I had one guy that literally, when he texted me, I almost flipped out because this guy knows. He's been an icon in the industry. And I every time I see him, I give him a hug and I ask him all sorts of questions, and I can't ask for a better friendship with this guy. I wish he would take me fishing, and he knows who it is. I do appreciate the text, by the way, but I wish he would take me fishing. Wink, wink, you know who you are. Anyway, lots more of this we're gonna hear more and more about this over the next several months. It's only going to get better, and I'm not joking, because if the 3 or 4 people that I have written down make the move, oh boy, we're going to have so much fun. It's going to be like your first girlfriend. She's just, finally, you get to that spot, and it might take 30 seconds, but you want to know what happens? It's going to be wonderful. So, remember, guys, sign up for the prize packs, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow morning at Gumbo Wars, where I'm already testing the software and getting some graphics done. But it's going to be a great time over there at Fish on Fire. If you're local, get out there and say hello. We've got lots of alcohol. Boudra's out there getting boxes of it by the cases. And we're going to give it to you. So remember to take a kid fishing. Get your fish on. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Cheers.